Welcome to Dynamic Consultation. This training video was filmed at the Desert Rose Baha'i Institute. It is designed to help individuals and groups improve their understanding and practice of consultation. Please follow along with the activities in the training video and pause the tape at appropriate times to practice those activities yourself. For more information on consultation and more resources, please visit our website, www.dynamicconsultation.org/DC. Thank you, enjoy the video, and good luck with your consultation. The goal we have this weekend is to take a look at really the skills of consultation. And when I say that, this is what I've been teaching and training for the past 20 years, really. Those of you, has anybody been to any other program I've given? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I did a program here a year ago. This will be a much expanded, newly improved version of that. Each time I do this, I get different insights. Thanks to the students. You're the ones that help me learn more about what this is. So keep in mind that the collective wisdom here is far more than what I have. My goal is just to help draw out the wisdom that's already here so you can learn from each other as well as learn from what I might be able to share. But what I call dynamic consultation is my understanding of the attributes of consultation put into a process format based on the techniques I teach in mediation and conflict resolution. And this is what I've been teaching for the last 20 years, and I have it in, two forms, in two books. One is called Transforming Conflict into Consensus, which is the non-Baha'i, just a secular version of dynamic consultation. And that's the second book that I have. Both of those are available on Amazon in printed or ebook format too. So you can always either order more copies, or if your friends are interested, refer them there. This is the work I put together in kind of integrating what I feel are the appropriate Baha'i guidance with the art, the science, and the skills of consultation, which is something we don't always think about. What we will see as we go through this is the writings tell us the future of consultation. They've been predicting what all of the research shows around consultation. And there's been a lot of it recently, and we'll see that in different forms. A lot of how we understand how people work together. I've been teaching this program, or I've been teaching mediation, like I said, actually for the past 18 years. We've been working in China full-time for the last 6 years, and I think I had the time over there to finally put it into a book format, what I've been doing. I did teach the Baha'i Justice Society program here in 2003. Judy, do you remember what? It was
before I came.
Okay. In the year 2003, I think it was, I taught a 40-hour program here at Desert Rose, too. So I don't know if any of you are alumni from that program. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, we taught about 400 people around the country through that program. The real inspiration in making the final connection, though, and this is the first page, just about everything you'll see on the screen is in your book. And this is one of the first quotes. And actually, let's go around and share. Bonnie, can you read this quote for us out of the book?
Baha'is who achieve expertise in the field of knowledge could well find it fruitful to pursue the relationship between issues and concepts in that field and the Baha'i teachings in areas such as the following: the dynamics of group decision-making, the principles of conflict resolution, and of mediation related to the Baha'i approach to consultation and group truth-seeking.
So this is what really inspired me to more formally connect the types of things I teach in conflict resolution and mediation with consultation. So this is, I just really want to emphasize that, this is one way of looking at consultation and some ideas I have around bringing a skill set into consultation. When I talk about 9 keys to unity with dynamic consultation, those result in 9 specific sets of skills, things that you can learn to improve your consultation. So it's not deepening your understanding of the writings, it's what are the things that you can actually do to improve consultation. Keep in mind a couple things in this class. What I like to say, there are no right answers, there are only better questions. Okay, and one of the things we'll look at later today is asking better questions. How to ask good, because change only comes from better questions. Consider brevity and wisdom as we speak, because we do have a large group. We will be working in small groups, but put thought into what you'd like to say. Offer everyone the opportunity to speak once before anyone speaks a second time. Be open, honest, detached, creative, and joyful. Have fun while we're together doing this. And a consultation is an ocean, and we're only going to consider a small pond. Okay, keep that in mind. There is much to what consultation truly means. And I think we only really use consultation once during the day. And that's the period of time between when we wake up and when we go to sleep. So it's all different aspects, and these 9 different skill sets can be used independently. They can be used together. They can be used in a different order, in whatever way you choose. But I think they're all basically the communication and problem-solving aspects of consultation. Now, when I teach mediation and conflict resolution, I tell folks there's only 2 steps: empathy and options. That's all you need to resolve any issue. And we'll see empathy is the 2nd step, and options here is about the 6th step, number 6. But those are the keys. Once people are willing to listen, they will start to develop choices. The key is offering them the opportunity to be heard and understood and open their minds to other possibilities. But again, the goal of dynamic consultation itself is to promote unity and action in Baha'i communities. That's it. That's what I'm dedicating this particular program to, and a lot of the work I've done recently. Because we're only going to become stronger as we strengthen our consultation. And last night with Cindy, I mentioned that it's a combination of personal transformation and community transformation. And I think her program focuses on personal transformation, and this is about community transformation. I just put this up. This is not in your handout, but I just want to give you an idea. You have a bibliography that has all of the resources that I'll be referring to. These are some of the ones that I think work particularly well, but these are in your bibliography. You can turn to the last page and check them off if you want. But these are models that I think work very well with Baha'i consultation. World Cafe, the principles of positive psychology, format teaching to learning styles, appreciative inquiry, getting to yes, 6 thinking hats, participatory decision making, and reflective practitioner. We will look at different parts of these throughout our time together. If you have any questions on these, feel free to ask me. Abdu'l-Baha says, to attain eternal happiness, one must suffer. He who has reached the state of self-sacrifice has true joy. I use the bridge here of suffering to happiness as a model for consultation, with the goal of authentic happiness. Those of you who might have heard about the Authenticity Project with Baha'is, it talks about living a meaningful life. In positive psychology, a meaningful life is based on a life of meaning and a life of engagement. Meaning in who you are, what you do, engagement of how you work with others. And that's what authentic happiness is based on. So, this is the big picture, and you've got this in your book. And I want to connect the dots here. These are the 9 keys in consultation. So, these are the 9 steps that will take us from suffering to happiness. Where we engage, we empathize, we explore, we envision, we expand, elucidate, evaluate, and execute. So those are the steps that we're going to follow through, and finally we examine. Those are the steps we're going to follow through with a model, with a goal of reaching a higher level of happiness. That's what Abdu'l-Baha desires for us. And that higher level of happiness. So let's go back then and take a look at this chart on dynamic consultation. In the engage, and I'm going to move right over here. In engage, we talk about meeting and greeting, which means just getting started. The guidelines that we set. We'll take a look at that. We move from what we shouldn't do to our aspirations, what we should do. Empathize, we move from talking to listening. Explore, we move from conjecture to certainty. Envision, we move from looking at the parts to looking at the whole. Expand, creativity, we move from limited possibilities to many possibilities. Elucidate, we talk about moving from resources to values. Evaluate, we look at moving from yes and no to spectrums. Execute, we look at disparate action to unified action. And finally, on examine, we move from criticism to appreciation. Those are the 9 keys. And you can see in all of these, there certainly is a theme of positivity in looking at better, more positive direction. So, Einstein tells us, in theory and practice are the same. In practice, they are not. And this is especially true in consultation. I did a master's in conflict resolution and learned a lot of theory. And then I went and started to apply some of this theory and said, wait a minute, this theory isn't all that it's cracked up to be. There's some good things you can pull out of theory and some things that researchers had too much time on their hands. Okay. I hope in what we learn today, we learn things that are very practical skills based on very sound theory that are all focused around the writings. Okay, so we kind of have the science, the writings, and the skills all together. This is what I call the hallmarks of group process, of things we need to consider. We'll do this as we go through our time together, but to be open, to ask better questions, to encourage full participation, to teach new ways of thinking, to remember that people learn at different rates and in different ways, listen to others first, and listen to the minority. Seek first-hand knowledge, know through thine own knowledge and not through the knowledge of thy neighbor. Speak from your heart and mind, offer ideas as a gift to the group, develop a shared understanding, foster inclusive solutions, work for consensus, and strong consensus. And again, truthfulness, trustworthiness, and unity. If we were to think about this in relation to maybe Robert's Rules of Order or what we're used to in society, this whole process, what we're doing is talking about moving from formal to informal, moving from focusing on the past to focusing on the future, empathy moving from me to we. Yeah, I think I have you and us in there. Emotions moving from focusing on negative to positive, focusing on moving from positions to interests, and moving from few to many choices. These are the different types of transitions we hope to see as we go through a consultation. People in better moods can think more creatively and more expansively, make better decisions. Very simply.